What's up, guys? Do you want to make sexy beats like this? Okay, so that was a remake of a song called Memba Middleman. It's really good, so check it out. And yeah, what we're gonna learn today is how to make the fat ass 808 bass. Now, if you're watching this video on your phone or like laptop speakers or something like that, you might not be able to hear the proper sounds that we're gonna hear in this tutorial. So either use some headphones or good speakers or something. But let's go. So I made this 808 in Serum. That's where I tend to make all my synths. And you might argue that an 808 is not exactly a synth, but who cares? But yeah, we start with the sine wave. You could start with maybe smooth square or something like that, but I generally start with the sine wave. And this LFO is only modulating the volume, okay? So it's gonna start out the max volume, and then it's gonna slowly decrease, and then by the end it's gonna really decrease, right? That's how the usually goes with the 808. You could do it with an envelope as well. I mean, I'm just using the LFO as an envelope because I like to draw it. It's on the envelope mode there. You can modulate the speed or whatever you want. Now, what we do, like as you can see, it's a very simple sound. When people ask how to make 808s and such, it's a really basic type of sound. So what we do next is we distort it, okay? Now, the amount of distortion, let's play it without distortion, see how it sounds. You can play with the amount of distortion, but as you can hear, it sounds more, you're bringing out some top end of the spectrum. And it gives the sub some character, because if it's just a sine wave by itself, it's gonna sound a bit dull and a bit boring, right? And then what I do after the distortion, you can do this. You can filter it and then distort it again. I mean, you can do plenty of things, but I like to distort it and then filter it. So what I do is place a low pass filter. And I'm taking out the very, very top end of the 808. And I'm also turning up the resonance. Let's hear it without resonance. It's a very subtle change, but there is definitely a change. And with different filters or just EQ, you can grab the EQ. You can create peaks or high pass at different frequencies to create a different type of sound. So for example, if we take out the filter, it sounds more aggressive. It could work for a more aggressive type of trap. And the more you low pass it, it's gonna sound more chill, more deep, less aggressive, all that type of stuff. So, a problem that many people have with writing just very deep, melody lines is that when something is so deep, it's really hard to listen and understand what note is playing, right? So what I do on Ableton is I place a pitch, what's it called? It's just called pitch. It's an effect that is gonna turn the MIDI clip up or down a certain amount of semitones that you set here. So it's plus 24 semitones at the moment. So when I'm writing the bass line, I actually have this activated the whole time. So this is how it sounds. So that's how it sounds when I'm writing it. And then when I end writing the whole melody, I'll turn this off and it will go back down to its original tone. All right. So after that, for the actual melody, you can do plenty of things, and it obviously depends on the song and what the harmonic makeup of the song is. But something I like to do, and it's gonna sound very sexy on the sub, is on some of the notes, some of them are flat notes, flat as in just not modulating, and some are pitching up, or you could do pitching down. So this sound again flat, and this is gonna sound like and that sounds very dynamic and fun. And the way you do that on Serum, obviously, is you turn on mono and legato, and then with the portamento, that's gonna be the speed at which it changes from one note to another. And what you have to do is start playing one note, and while you're playing this, you're gonna start playing the other one, and then release this one. Okay, so it's gonna look this way. So yeah, that's really the tutorial on 808s. It's a very basic, very simple type of sound, very important, and sometimes the basics are the most important part of music. All right, if you like the sound, hit subscribe and notification bells. And if you want to learn how to make this simple stuff and also more complex stuff, I have a coaching service in the description below. There's a link. It's guitarandsound.com. Check it out. You're going to love it. See you guys.